Hiya friends, Prepared Suburbanite here. As you know from a comment that I made in a recent video that I did suffer through, watch the President's impassioned gun control speech last Thursday night. And one thing that really got to me was him saying, "Why in God's name should an ordinary citizen be able to purchase an assault weapon that holds 30-round magazines?" I have an answer if he wants to know why, so stick around.
Why in God's name should an ordinary citizen be able to purchase an assault weapon that holds 30-round magazines that let mass shooters fire hundreds of bullets in a matter of minutes?
And the answer is that our Second Amendment enumerates the rights that we have, and in the wisdom of our founding fathers, they recognized that an armed, well-regulated, which meant well-equipped, citizenry is necessary for a free state. Therefore, the rights of the citizenry shall not be infringed. What I think is really going on here deep down is that they want to invoke total top-down tyranny in the United States. And I'm talking about the Democrat Party wants to eliminate all the guns, even though Joe Biden said, no, we don't want to take your guns. You just got to listen to all the rest of them. The reason that they want to do that is they want total control. They want total control over us in our everyday life, everyday activities. It's just absolutely nauseating and frightful that we're in a stage in the year 2022 that the United States has degraded to the point where a lot of people are embracing stripping the citizenry of the right to keep and bear arms because the Democrats want to take them away from us so that they can turn this country into total tyranny. The reason that our founding fathers were so wise that they understood and had been through the Revolutionary War, where weapons, arms were absolutely necessary to get the freedom that they needed, that they wanted, that they so cherished, that they wanted to instill on future generations. They knew that it required a fight, and it still requires a fight. What's going on in Washington today after the House Judiciary Committee passed that omnibus Save Our Kids Act with everything from raising the age, banning assault weapons, banning high-capacity magazine, raising the age, if they can't do that, raising the age to 21 for the purchase of what they call assault weapons, safe storage laws, red flag laws, all that. There's very little in there that's going to keep any kids safe. Hardening our schools, that'll keep kids safe. Putting the Bible back in the school curriculum would help to keep kids safe. I think from the day that they pulled the Bible and school prayer out of the schools, we have been tumbling to this point so quickly that it just defies logic. So, bottom line for me, we're up against tyranny. It's already started. If we can't stop it now, we're all going to have to take those arms that they want to deny us, and we're going to have to go fight for our rights and for our freedoms and for the liberty. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness is what it's all about, and they want to deny us that. All on the basis of emotions. It was a horrible, horrible thing that happened in Uvalde, Texas, and in a lot of other school places. But the same mistakes were made. The lessons that should have been learned a long time ago, from Columbine to the theater shootings to Fort Hood, you name it, those lessons were not learned. Nothing has changed, and I think he was right on that point. Nothing changed. Yeah, a lot of things changed. Our police forces have been defunded. They have been taught to repeat the same mistakes. There's very little accountability. Our judicial and crime control systems are releasing criminals left and right. There's no prosecution for certain gun crimes. Just ask the president's son if he's been interrogated, questioned, anything by the BATF or the FBI for him making false statements on his application to get a handgun. But no, he's apparently immune from all this kind of nonsense. I'm deathly afraid that we are facing the next civil war, the next uprising. One other small thought. Not too awful long ago, pretty much every time a Democrat opened their mouth, they were saying, preserve democracy. Oh, the Republicans and the conservatives are trying to undermine democracy. Everything was democracy, democracy, democracy. And here's what I think they meant. They thought, we're in the majority. And what democracy, at least in my mind, is two wolves and a sheep deciding what's for lunch. Yeah, that's what a democracy is. The majority rules. That's why our founding fathers were so absolutely brilliant in putting the checks and balances that needed to be in government to make sure that the government didn't get top-heavy, didn't get crazy, and ever since they started overturning some of the fundamentals in that, like senators representing their state instead of the people in the state, even though there's a close relationship there. That was in the early 1900s that they pulled that out, and now there's a direct election of senators. I think that was a big mistake, and I think it's led to where we are today. There's a lot of things that our founding fathers anticipated, knew, lived through, fought for, died for, that we need to really and truly understand the lessons that are in our U.S. Constitution. I hope that Joe Biden actually takes 10 minutes and reads the Bill of Rights and tries to understand it, because I don't think he does. This is the Prepared Suburbanite reminding you to be prepared always, and I'll see you all on the next video.